I'm Charles, and I'm Tom's best mate. And I'm also his best man for today. However, it's probably not wise to use the term best man quite literally, as Tom's already pointed out. However, I just hope by the end of this speech, Katie hasn't given me another black eye to go with the one of the For all those that don't know me, I'm a bachelor by choice. Fortunately for me, it's often not my choice, and it's a choice of the woman I've dated. Anyway, being a bachelor, I have little knowledge of relationships, let alone marriage. So I'm probably not the most qualified person to be talking today. Having part organised an almost perfect stag do, and narrating this speech, I do feel like it's a role I've begun to enjoy. And Tom has even promised me that if I do a good job at this wedding, he'll let me be best man at his next one as well. But before I go on to talk about Tom anymore, I'd just like to say, Katie, you look gorgeous as always. And I'm sure all the single guys here today would agree with me when I say today is a sad day. A day when another beautiful lady has been snatched up. And to all you single ladies here, looking at Tom now, I'm sure you'll not be too bothered. There's a time in everybody's life, a time when they meet that someone special, their one true soulmate, the person that they want to spend the rest of their lives with. Tom met me at the age of 9, playing for Cochrane Juniors. And until Katie came along, well over 10 years later, everything was perfect. It's not really hard to imagine a 9-year-old Tom. He's exactly how he is. He's got the same haircut. He's got the same awkward smile. And when he thinks you're not looking, his finger will be halfway up his nose on a small mining exhibition. In fact, the only main difference is he's a little bit taller and he's got a little bit of a belly. Although today his belly isn't as big as it normally is, he'd tell you it's because he's been watching his diet on the lead up to the wedding. Although, helping him get ready this morning, I know in actual fact he's wearing a corset. Growing up, Tom and I have never been too far apart. We were in most of the same classes at school, all of the same classes at sixth form, and then later on we even got a job together at BAE. In our spare time, we also play for a lot of the same sports teams. Tom's always been a very keen and successful sportsman. However, I do use the term sportsman lightly, as he only seems to be good at sports which don't involve much running around. These include cricket, golf, badminton, ping pong, sitting down in a pedal go-kart, and he's even made a career at just standing there at centre-back for Goldgate and a number of other teams. Despite Tom's many abilities in sport, there is just one sport that no matter how much he tries, he just can't master. In fact, Tom is one of only 2 people in the world that I know that actually gets worse at snowboarding as the week goes on. It's very hard to describe Tom's lack of snowboarding style. He's pretty rigid, he doesn't really know what to do with his arms, and his movements don't really flow on from one to another. In fact, Katie, no doubt, will be experiencing this later on. When Tom gets up to dance. Luckily for Tom, his dancing didn't factor into his dancing didn't factor into him meeting Katie. Well, before Tom's speech, I was trying to get a little bit more information on how they actually became an item. As you now know, they met several years before they actually got together at Ripley. I couldn't really find any more information, but I do remember initially Tom was rather intimidated by her. Despite being on his way to being a qualified aeronautical engineer, if you scratch beneath the surface, Tom was still just a simple lad from Cochrane. She's different to us. I was like, what do you mean, Tom? Well, he said, she actually gets out of the bath before she goes to the toilet. How will they ever stay together? Nobody knows. But the first few dates seem to go pretty well. Starting with the first date to the cinema. Another out for a meal. And then even one stopped by at the Carlton to pick up a very drunk Sophie Eccles. Over the time, their relationship got stronger and stronger, and eventually in 2013 they bought the first house together. I was away working in America at this stage, so I don't really remember what it was like for them moving in. One thing I do remember though is thinking that the house must have been in a pretty bad way, needing a lot of DIY. Because all Tom used to talk about was all the banging and screwing they were doing. I think everyone here today would agree that Tom and Katie complement each other perfectly. And I think they both improved each other for the better. Before they got together, there were far too many rumours about Tom's sexuality. He'd always be happiest when he got the opportunity to go out in drag. He was often caught fondling guys on the lights out. And he's probably got the most feminine legs from any man. Absolutely nothing has changed since Tom and Katie got together. If anything, it's gotten worse. Now Tom has a large selection of clothes to wear. However, when people do question his sexuality, he at least now has Katie as a perfect alibi. I think Katie too has become far more adventurous, as before I met Tom, I doubt she'd be one to ever jet off around the world to all the remote locations they're going to visit over the next 6 months. You're both going to have such an amazing time, and I know a lot of people, especially me, are incredibly jealous of the both of you. And Andrea, I understand that you're very nervous about letting your little girl go off all around the world, but I assure you that Tom is more than capable of keeping Katie safe. After all, he's kept me out of too much trouble all these years, and I'm far more of a liability than And finally, it wouldn't be right if I didn't end with a poem. So, please all stand up and raise your glass. For Tom has married a truly great lass. I've kept this clean so Andrea won't hate me. Now let's all drink to Tom and Katie.
Tom and Katie.